JPC Letters. On the proclaimed, synthetic initiations, as offered and endorsed by the followers of the works of Lucille Cedercrans. It has been stated that these works, quote, describe themselves as part of a new thought form presentation of the wisdom, a new formulation of truth, not a simple restatement, and that it was written for the students and practitioners of the wisdom who would appear after the 20th century. End. The keynote presentation and new thought form presentation of the wisdom of ashramic projections is of one synthetic initiation from, quote, its beginning to its completion, covering all the consciousness expansion from the first initiation to the fifth as one synthetic initiation. It is the synthesis of the old path of initiation as presented by the Tibetan DK and AAB, and formulates the new path of initiation as taught by LC and her present-day disciples that really understand her work. Glenn Neep teaches, the Great Leap, that is taking the new path of initiation. It cannot be defined as the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth initiation, because it is one initiation. It is a synthesis of the old path. It is one initiation which is an experience in consciousness from its beginning to its completion. Ashramic Projections, by Lucille Cedercrans, Wisdom Impressions, page 117 to 120. It is presented and today promoted, as superseding the teachings on the rays and the initiations, given by Alice Bailey and the Tibetan. All interested researchers and students of the ageless wisdom should be aware of this. Let us deeply consider the reality of the Cedercrans, new thought form presentation of the wisdom. As we shall see, it has many implications for all students on the occult process of initiation. Imagine for a moment that the Cedercrans' new path of initiation envisions most of the egoic petals of the causal body, of the soul, unfolding and being vivified, set in motion and destroyed, in one synthetic moment in time, also to reveal the monadic jewel with revelation twice-fold, involving the Christ and planetary logos, and the various rods of initiation of increasing power, or of one such rod, able to in a synthetic moment, touch the initiate with the required energy, 1 to 3 and 1 to 5, these being the synthetic initiations of the 1st to 3rd and 1st to 5th, with all safeguarding and protection that the sheaths require. All the hints and revelations are simultaneously revealed, and the disciple without time, literally, does the needed work, follows the hints and grows into and comprehends the formulas, from the archives, of integration, 6 for each major initiation, from the world of meaning to the world of significances and much more. All in one initiation and one synthetic expansion of consciousness. I hope the student can see the danger and sheer recklessness of this. Any student or teacher accepting this, will of course never study or teach the core teachings on initiation given by Alice Bailey, ever again. That is a momentous undertaking as there are so many contexts, implications, associated and related and substanding teachings, intertwined with the Tibetan's teaching on initiation that it would render any sincere Cedercrans student unable to integrate or relate the two, at least not faithfully or indeed loyally or in occult obedience. This means that the complete works of AAB are superseded by the work of Cedercrans and the other 6 disciples on the thread that were chosen and trained, in service initiated several hundred years ago within the ashrams of the Masters M, R, and KH to quote her work. It means the entire works of Alice Bailey and the Tibetan DK, were only given for 30 or so years, and their teachings under instruction from KH and Hierarchical Council, was not good until 2025 or for the working initiates that would come in the next generation after. Gene Nape states, on his website, that the earliest written work known goes back to 1947 and it has been stated that earlier writings exist. Alice Bailey and the Tibetan would have been fully aware of this channeled nonsense, the endeavor and intent to graft it onto their work. There is no wonder that DK stated of his work, "There is no competition." In the Will to Good. JPC. August, 2012. The Tibetan states. The first activity was the writing and distribution of the occult teachings through the medium of the books which AAB has assisted me to write. These will serve, when the war is over, to lead humanity forward and nearer to the time when present-day occultism will be the theme of world education in some modified form. The books which have been published can be stated, without any conceit, to have no competitors, and these, rightly distributed, will serve a useful part in carrying the consciousness of man to higher levels and in making clear the divine plan for mankind. Externalization of the hierarchy. 322. AAB and DK.